Welcome back to the Fifth Wheel Podcast. I am Sydney.
I'm Hannah.
Yeah, and welcome back.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that that was on purpose and I just rolled with it.
Yeah, that was on purpose. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit.
Well, you did. I guess I'm you and you're me.
Yeah, keep them
You
on their
know,
toes a little bit.
yeah, leave it to us to just add a little chaos to things.
Yeah, why not?
Nothing new. New location. Yeah, I'm at my parents' house.
Nice.
Yep, that was a series of events have led me to being here, but alas, I'm just unlocking podcast locations left and right. So,
Oh, yeah.
step up your game, Hannah.
I know, right? I should film from somewhere else next time. But that series of events also led to me getting to watch the race with you in person.
Yes, which was a very fun outcome of said series of very unfortunate events.
There's a book
But
series about that.
yeah, because we weren't supposed to see each other until the Grand Prix in Austin in October, and I
Yeah.
got to see you in September, which was real
I
fun.
know.
It was her coming, all the way to, yeah, all the way here instead of me picking up the coffee and donuts and ending up at their place. You know,
Yeah. I brought
sometimes
t- I
life throws you a curveball and you get to watch your race or watch the F1 race with your best friend.
Yeah. It was so great. I mean besides the whole situation, but it was great to see you again. And it was the first time I've seen Sydney in person since she moved to Arkansas. So I did get on to her about that because she is still a bitch for that.
You're right,
Um
I am. I know.
she is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My
But her Arkansas friends are really nice though.
Yeah. Yeah, you really really just when I say thrown to the wolves, I I love my friends. But trying to explain my friends is like trying to explain quantum physics. It's just you kind of have to experience it to really understand. And I
Yeah.
got two separate texts of like, "Man, your friends are hilarious," or "Wow, this bunch of friends is something." And yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they sure are. But,
You said thrown to the wolves. I feel like it was more like thrown to the like really like puppies, like wiener dogs puppies,
okay.
because
Yeah.
like they're so fun but also like crazy. Like you never know what's happening next. Like you never know what's going to come
Yeah.
out of someone's mouth. But it was fantastic and I loved every moment of it.
It was. And we got to watch Monza together, which so fun. I mean,
Yes.
granted, considering the last how the last races have gone for Ferrari, I mean, I think everyone under the sun was just hoping and praying that Red Car would just not pull a red card this weekend. And honestly, really not bad.
No, I'm actually
Could have
really
been
happy with how that turned out for
way
Ferrari.
worse. We had two cars finish the race,
They both finished the race.
which like you would think is bare minimum, is like, well, yeah, shouldn't they? No, that's kind of like that's a
No.
win. Finishing both cars finishing at Monza was kind of a win. Um, but speaking of red car, this was one thing I saw in between Dutch Grand Prix last week and this one. Um, did you see that exactly 9 months after Charles won Monza last year, there was a legit, like, calculated spike in Italian birth rates?
Yeah, wasn't it like 40,000?
It was absurd. Like, my guy won Monza and legit is responsible for a spike in children being born in Italy. And,
Everyone said we're getting it on. Charles Leclerc won.
and if that's not the most Ferrari thing that has ever Ferrari'd, are you kidding me?
Oh my god. That I remember that now. That is so funny. And I do think it was directly tied to that. Like I don't think
Oh,
there's any other
no,
reason
like
that that should have
they
happened.
legit were like Monza, 9 months later, Italians.
When all of the sudden Italians.
Italians.
I love
I
that phrase.
mean, crazy, crazy stat,
That's a crazy stat. And you know what? Congrats to Charles Leclerc. He's
right?
the honorary baby daddy of all 40,000 of those children.
Which is crazy. I
That's
mean,
insane.
mm, but yeah, no, I did not, I kind of pulled a U, did not watch free practice, did not watch qualifying. Um, didn't find out until hours later that Max, I'm sorry, he really said, "Fuck your fastest car. I'm putting it on pole."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, welcome back?" Question mark. Like,
Right?
I feel like it's like I wasn't surprised to see him up there, but also it was
Yeah.
kind of like we've said before, kind of Stockholm syndromed into loving the Dutch
Hmm.
national anthem, and so I was kind of like, "Oh, like missed you, bestie. Where have you been?"
What do you mean? And it's like, honestly, Max at this point really has, like, I think this just summarizes Max this season of just a, on one hand, you've got, well, what if I die tomorrow? Like, then I'm not a racer. Two, freak you. I'm gonna go put it on pole and you're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna take this box of scraps and put it on pole and go for the win in Monza.
No, literally. That
Because
he is just so funny.
didn't he set like the fastest lap ever with his
Yeah,
qualifying lap?
I think he did. Regardless, he turned that tractor back into like a decent racing car for that week.
Um, no kidding. I mean, I'm telling you, like it, that looked almost like Red Bull of old. Of just, he looked solid during that race.
Yeah. Ooh, I did see something, and this might have been before last week, but there was like they were interviewing someone, I can't remember who. It was an old Red Bull driver, and they were basically saying that Max's car, like the primary car, would get upgrades and the other one wouldn't. Like they would genuinely just simply not fix the other cars like they would Max's. You'll have to fact check me on that, but I mean, I'm not surprised because why else? I don't know.
Who knows? But I mean,
Oh, did we talk last week about the possibility of Christian Horner being the Cadillac team
I
principal?
don't want to talk about it.
Okay, we'll avoid it. We don't
Well, I
speak of
mean,
the cursed one.
we can, but like, no, because I think you and I talked about it on Sunday of like, that would be the most American team, F1 team thing that an American F1 team could do is hire Christian Horner.
Wait, I think I have a quote from Walter, and I want to say I think this was from him. It might have been Danny, but it was someone. We were talking about this exact topic, and I think it was Walter though, and I think he goes, "I wouldn't mind being on Christian Horner's team, but I'm not a woman." And then he said, "Feel free to quote me on that for a hot take."
I vaguely recall that, and
Yeah,
that should just, oh bless.
I forgot about that until this moment. I was like, "Wait a minute,"
I
because
did too.
I was
But
thinking
then
like
you
I
know,
remember he said something hot take, and he was like, "You should put that on the podcast," and I forgot what it was up until this moment.
yeah, you know, and I think for that comment, I think karma came back around, and look what happened to Alonso during the race. Take that,
Yeah,
Walter. Yeah, you want to
that
speak
was
that into existence? Your driver's car, or well, your one of your teams. I don't really know. Actually, Walter, who is your favorite driver? His team
I
is
don't
Aston
know
Martin. His team is Aston, but he doesn't like Lance Stroll because I mean, obvi.
because he's
But
Lance
like
Stroll.
Walter, who is
I
it?
think
Alonso? I feel like I should know this, and he's probably gonna get mad at me. But like, also take your hot take and shove it where the sun don't shine, because if that happens, it's your fault.
that's a really great phrase. Shove it where the
Show it
tongue
where the
twister.
sun don't shine.
Shove it where the sun don't shine. That is a tongue twister. Say it 3 times fast. Shove it where the sun
Yeah,
don't shine. Shove it where the sun. Okay, I can do it. It's fine.
there you go.
But I just messed
But
up the
yeah,
first time.
so spoiler alert: Alonso had what I think it was like a suspension failure in the middle of the race and DNF'd. So
Yep.
you are, God.
Get out of here. I think
Uh,
at like during the race, you even said to me sitting next to me, like, that's karma for Walter.
I might have. I don't remember a lot of what happened over the weekend. I'll be so for real.
That's fair. I had a lot of good food.
Amen.
I had
But
so
yeah,
many biscuits, weirdly. Anyways, that's unrelated.
Biscuits.
There were none at your mom's house. Um, First of all, Sydney's mother, the most lovely woman on the planet.
We
Um,
love Pam. I love my
I
mom
love
so
Pam.
much.
Pam's my mom now. I asked her, and she said, actually, I didn't ask her. She was like, "You're my child now," and I was like,
That
"The
checks.
same." But I had biscuits like when I was about to leave, and then I had biscuits at lunch that day.
Mm.
So I had like 7 biscuits
Oh
that
yeah,
day.
yeah.
That was an insane amount of biscuits.
It's a lot of biscuits.
A lot of
But
biscuits. Anyways, race.
race, race. I think
Biscuits
so.
and race.
A perfect and elite combo.
Elite combo.
But yeah, I mean, we don't even get past the formation lap. R.I.P. Nico Hulkenberg.
I know.
He had to retire on the formation lap.
Rest
Um,
in peace.
R.I.P. It was unfortunate because I like Nico. We both like Nico. I mean,
Yeah,
every if you listen to our episode on when he got his podium in Silverstone, I mean, like that was
everybody liked that.
everybody liked that. Yes. Um, but honestly, as once you got past that, the start was kind of crazy, but real fun.
Insane. I
Real,
mean, the first thing that I remember happening was Lando turning the McLaren into a lawnmower for the second time this season.
yes.
Which is if I had a nickel for every time Lando turned the McLaren into a lawnmower, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yes, it is.
So
Uh,
strange.
yeah, because Max, or what was it? Lando overtook Max or whatever it was. Basically, they had to swap positions back again.
Hmm.
I don't really remember. But then Max was still leading, right?
No, so Max had to give back the position. He turned into the corner and he gave it back, but
Right.
then almost immediately, like pretty quickly, overtook Lando again.
Yeah,
So
okay, that's what it was. And then I have Charles. Welcome back, angry driver Charles, because holy hell. I'm telling you, I said, Charles defending like a wild animal will take out himself and you.
I literally wrote, Leclerc said, "I dare you."
No, yes. I'm telling you, we watched whatever move, I don't even remember who it was on, but we were
Oscar.
all like, I mean, pearls clutched, breath held, gasps gusped, like, oh my gosh.
He said, "Alexa, play If You're Going Down, I'm Going Down Too" by Kelsey Ballerini.
No, for real. Because, I mean, that man raising my blood pressure.
That was crazy. I absolutely loved Charles's attitude this race. It was so chef's kiss. It was like the old Charles is back. I think
Oh,
well, I don't even want to say old Charles. I think this is a Charles who has been dragged by his ankles to hell and back, and he's finally fucking fed up with it.
like,
And he's like, "I'm done. I am so angry. I don't care who I kill and who, I don't care if I die. I don't care if you die. I'm gonna drive and I'm going to continue and I'm gonna finish a race, whether you like it or not, and whether we all live through it or not." That was my
yeah,
impression of Charles.
no, I mean, it, he really said, like, he's like, this one is for the Italians. Like, I mean, I will say, we all knew, well, maybe not all knew. I mean, because again, you never really know what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. I, I had a feeling that it was going to be hard because you had Max on pole and then you had both McLarens and then you would have had both Ferraris, but Lewis had that grid place penalty from the last race, and so he started 10th. So you would have had Max, McLarens, Ferraris,
Mhm.
and I think everybody knew it was going to be really, really hard for a Ferrari to end up on the podium. But I mean, Charles sure damn tried, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, a solid effort. I mean, Ferrari, you know, kind of got strategy right. It just wasn't their day. I don't remember what was it like. There weren't enough because Ferrari's pretty good on the streets, but
Hmm.
Monza, that track is itty bitty. Um, and I think there just wasn't enough, and that race was so fast.
I
I
know. I
don't
feel like it went by way quicker than normal.
know. It was quite literally. It was what was okay. So it was an hour and 13 minutes and 24 seconds, which
which
is
is so
fastest
fast.
Grand Prix in history.
Why make it race longer?
I mean, the thing is, it kind of makes sense because the modern F1 cars, them suckers quick. I mean, they've always been fast. They're race cars, duh.
Yeah.
But, and Monza is typically the fastest track on the calendar anyway. So it's like, it kind of makes sense that, and you didn't have any yellow flags or red flags. So you didn't
No.
have any stoppage.
Did you hear the FIA considering making all the races shorter because of the new fans? If they do that, I love all the new fans. Welcome. Come join us in our insanity. However, the FIA president was like, yeah, the ratings are better for like sprint races and like the younger audience
Oh,
viewership is way higher when the races are shorter.
hey, you
And
know
I'm
what?
like,
Frick them
don't do
kids.
that. Fuck them kids. Yes. Like, don't. No. Leave it. It's
My,
fine.
mm,
Let,
I,
let, let them watch the Race in 30 YouTube clip after
it's
if
not
that's such a
my fault
problem.
if they can't sit for. The thing is, no race is ever longer than 2 hours.
No, that's like the maximum amount of time.
And the thing is, you want to know what people still watch? NFL games.
Football.
You want to know what people still watch? Soccer games, and college football, and basketball, and baseball. Like,
Those
this,
last like up to 4 hours, depending on the game.
I would seriously be upset if you make every race a sprint because then at that point, I mean, and even if you cut them down a little bit, like
Yeah.
you just, I think, lose the potential there for things to happen or like strategy to really matter. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, like, you get some of these crazy races because you're out there as long as you are.
Yeah. Well, one other thing that they recommended or that they said, and this I think was kind of backed by the drivers, was not making them like as short as sprint races for what I
Hmm.
was just talking about, but definitely shorter, but making every race weekend a sprint weekend as well, because apparently the drivers would rather be out there getting points than doing free practice. But I don't know who he asked about that because I don't have a direct quote. But he said like the general consensus from the drivers is that they just want to be out there racing. But also like they gotta warm up.
I mean, which is fair, but I think you would run the risk of almost like having an adverse effect with if every weekend was a sprint weekend because then it's like there is so much racing in one weekend that I mean like you get people like us who would probably then watch the whole weekend still, but you're gonna lose. It's like what do you want people to watch? Do you want them to
Yeah,
watch the short race or the race? Because it's like
exactly.
I I I don't think I would mind more sprint races on the calendar because I do like them, but also I feel like it just is then not that I'm ever really gonna complain about more F1, but it's almost like it's enough slices.
It's enough slices. It's the perfect balance right now.
Yeah, I think you could add maybe, a handful more, but I think if you get any more than half, I feel weird in like saying this out loud, but that's too many sprint races.
I think I agree. I think a handful more would be fun because I always get really excited on sprint weekends, but like
Hmm.
that's kind of why I get excited is because they're not every weekend. It's like
They're not every
special.
weekend. And
Yeah.
if you get to the point where you have, because I could be wrong, but I don't know if we have another one until Austin.
I don't, I'd have to check, but I don't
I'd
think
have to check,
so.
and I could be wrong. I was also way wrong last week. I was like, yeah, we got like 2 weeks until Monza. No, I just can't read my own calendar. And yeah, Danny brought that to my attention. He goes, yeah, you lied last week. And I'm like, look,
I just
I
trusted you.
never.
I don't check my calendar.
And the thing is, I looked at my calendar. I just didn't read my own. Like F1 has its own color on my Google Calendar.
Me too. Wait, did you sign up for where it automatically puts it in there?
No, I did it myself.
Oh, well, if you go on the F1 app, and you go to schedule, there's a way you can click like sync with Google Calendar, and it will automatically put all of it in your Google Calendar. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's very fun. And it
Oh,
has
yeah,
like
no,
the times of like the qualifying and everything. So I just check my calendar out and have to Google it. But
that's not
like,
bad.
oh God, Azerbaijan is at 6 a.m. But like, see?
That's
And then
so
if you go
early.
back, you can like see how all the weekends are kind of like run.
Yeah. My Google Calendar, she gets a little busy, so I kind of just put the race on it, and then yeah, and what's crazy, I will say, a lot of the European ones are really easy. Like I didn't even have to check it, and I knew Monza started at 8 because of where it is in Europe.
Yeah.
I lose it a little bit in some of the Middle Eastern ones, also because I can never remember which ones are night races or which ones aren't. And then I just know Singapore is in the middle of the night. And then Vegas is convenient for no one because it
Yeah. For like
just,
midnight.
anyways, but it's fine. Um,
It's
I
fine.
don't really, I complain about it because I can, but I don't really care. I can't control the weather, and by weather I mean time.
And by
Um,
time, I mean F1 races.
yeah, I mean, come on, FA, listen to these two, F1 podcasters. Like,
Listen to these girls with like 6 followers. They know what's up.
hey, we got a little more than that.
We do. We have actually quite a few now, and that's thanks to a lot of your dad's friends, which
I
is
know.
like awesome. I'm just like, we're getting a little bit of traction. I feel like we're getting a few more viewers like every video and every
And that's really
episode.
fun.
So
So,
thank
regardless
you.
of if you're new or have been with us the whole time, thank you for listening to us yap,
Yeah, thank
because
you.
this is just what we talk about anyway.
Yeah,
And
might as well record it.
exactly, it's mostly
My
just for us. But
yeah,
if you get enjoyment out of it, we're glad you're here.
my
Um,
digital footprint is large.
we have no, yeah, we got a large digital footprint,
Yeah,
but you know what? It's okay.
it's okay.
But no, anyways, okay, so yeah,
Back
I
to the
guess
race.
back to the race. We talked about it right before we started. There really wasn't, it was a pretty entertaining first stint, and then it kind of dropped off a little bit.
There
Uh,
was something that happened towards the very beginning still that I just have to mention. It was funny. It was in like the chaos of that first lap where everyone was
okay.
kind of like jumping around and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
Parker is watching the
Oh,
TV and he sees Lance Stroll drop like really far down, like 4 spaces or something, or like he's
like
pretty
went
far
from
low. And
16 to 19, like to
yeah,
the
he went
end
from like 16th to 19th. And
instantly.
he goes, and I quote, Stroll, no. And in that moment, like I'm talking that exact moment, Stroll goes up like
Back up.
5 places and he goes, what the?
It was just the unintentional comedic timing on that, because it was Stroll, no, what the,
It
and
was that fast.
and we all lost it, and it was also then a weird amount of time, and we were like, what the hell happened? And it
I
was like
know.
several minutes later, we it cuts to a clip of him, like it was just he touched with somebody and then basically got like pushed off track and then came back on. And so, but it was that, like, you saw in time where he dropped and then
Mhm.
rejoined and came right, but it was Stroll, no, what the,
Yeah, what the?
it
There's
was
a
so
there
funny.
was some yeah, but like Sydney said, there weren't like a ton of things that happened. It did kind of level out. I did have one moment that just made me crack up for no reason, and that was when Isaac, like, he kind of veered off course for a minute, and to get back on, he basically had there was like a bunch of like barrier
Oh,
things. He
the
basically had to do like an obstacle course. I was
yes.
like, okay, just American Ninja Warrior your way back onto the track. Like, what? Why
Yeah.
is that there?
And I forget that it's there inevitably every year until somebody has to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I don't even remember which corner of Monza it's on, but it's there, and then somebody inevitably has to take that like escape road, but then I think it's to slow them down so that they don't reach. I don't really know. If anybody knows, let us know. I don't feel like looking it up. We'll forget
Do a
about it
flip.
Monza next year.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah, really, other than that, we didn't see much until I will call this pit stop gate.
That's my favorite.
because it was kind of wild. So Oscar was running second, third. Oscar was
Third.
running third, and Lando was running first. And so I don't remember how it played out, but I think Oscar wanted to be pitted first or Lando wanted to be pitted second, whatever it was. That's what they did. And they pit Oscar, typical McLaren stop. He's out, things are good. And then it comes time to Lando stop. And sometimes shit happens. One of the wheel guns wasn't tightening, whatever the hell it was. And it's like a 5 second pit stop, which for McLaren is like
Two
bad.
years.
I mean, they don't mess up pit stops often.
No.
And because of this, Oscar, Orlando comes out behind Oscar. So now it's Max, Oscar, Lando.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and what does McLaren do? Zach Brown
Well,
doesn't have a favorite, right?
no, Zach Brown does
We
not have
play
favorites
rules,
at all. We
right?
do you know how happy he was when Oscar won, how there was like no smile on his face
Mhm.
whatsoever. He actually looked angry about it. That's because he values his drivers equally. So,
Right.
Oscar's radio comes on and Oscar, this is a bit like Hungary last year. We pitted in this order for team reasons. Please let Lando pass and then you're free to race. My jaw drops. Piastri responds, and I think this is really important what he says. He goes, "We said a slow pit stop was part of racing, so I don't get what's changed here,
hmm
but if you really want me to do it, then I'll do it." And he does.
I mean, Oscar Piastri, you're better than I am.
He's better than I. Yeah, holy shit, dude. Like,
I
and then
mean,
last year at Hungary, when they had the like similar situation with the undercut from Lando, Lando took
mhm,
like 10 laps to let Oscar back through. He was petty about it. So I'm
yeah,
like, why are we asking anyone to switch?
and and I think Oscar's radio message kind of says it. I mean, a slow pit stop, unfortunately, is just something that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're kind of out of it's not like McLaren was like, "Nah, let's let's mess up this pit stop so that we force our drivers into another uncomfortable situation." And it felt icky
It felt so icky. And well,
because
one thing that like made me extra icky is, and this is something that I think is McLaren's team. I don't think this is a Lando Oscar thing. I think this is their team strategy that's
yeah.
being stupid. Because when Lando got on the podium in P2, since he took that spot back, the whole Monza audience booed him. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's. I think that's really shitty. Like that
I
makes me
don't
really
yeah.
upset.
And
It
I don't
wasn't his decision.
know. And I think it's similar to what kind of almost what happened with the whole McLaren podium gate last season of it's not their fault, right? Like I think this is you're seeing in real time the cons of claiming to have two number one drivers.
Yeah.
And my thing is like is McLaren is not at risk of losing the constructors championship.
No.
I they have like 600 some odd points and the next closest is Ferrari at like 280.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be higher than two.
No. Everybody else is in the twos or below.
Oh my
So McLaren,
god.
they're gonna win the constructors again. And
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
well, I will say, because of what happened, what was it? If Max wins every remaining race and both Lando and Oscar each have exactly one DNF and otherwise finish P2 and P3 every time, with Piastri taking P3 every time, Max would sneak the title by 1 point.
That's insane.
It's which is crazy because I love the math that people do for this to happen. But anyways, and my thing is I get wanting to keep it fair and letting Lando still have a shot at the drivers championship, but it's like I'm like are you trying to make it up because his car blew up last week or like what? It was just hard to it would have been different I think if it truly had been not a racing thing and something of McLaren's fault.
Yes.
But like, it's not like
It's
they intentionally messed up his
racing.
pit stop. And my thing is,
No.
my favorite thing out of the entire, so this happens and they switch, and they, sometimes you get notified, or the other teams will notify their
Hmm.
driver of certain events that take place. And Max is just racing his own race at this point. And they let him know of like, yeah, Lando had a slow pit stop. He came out behind Oscar. They made him switch. And he, word for word, ha! Just because he had a slow stop?
Yeah,
To
and
which
then
the reply was, it's not our business, but I guess it keeps it fair between the drivers in terms of the championship. You focus on the road ahead as well, please.
yeah, that was we both like cackled when that happened because Max goes,
He
"Ha!
was laughing.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
driving 100, 200 some odd miles an hour. He's,
oh yeah."
ha! Just because he had a slow stop.
Well,
And
also
it
like he
just,
was interviewed after, and basically the interviewer hadn't even finished the question, was basically explaining the situation, and then he goes, "Are you asking if I would have done it?" Like let him pass, and she
yeah.
goes, "Yes," and he goes, "I wouldn't have done it," and he gives like the shittiest grin. He's
Are
like,
you
"No."
kidding me? Max Verstappen would have heard that and been like, nah, if he can get around me, he can get around me. Y'all messed up his pit stop.
This is the best tweet I saw. Piastri literally gave up his position because his rival had a slow pit stop. Max Verstappen tried to kill Lewis Hamilton in 2021.
No, literally. And
He
it just,
tried to kill him.
you know, we can't get into the brains of that team and the dynamics, and if that's what works for them, great. But from outside looking in, it was just, that was a choice.
Yeah, I have a few things I want to say about this. So, the biggest thing for me is like a lot of people are like, well, with Hungary and blah blah blah. I don't think either should have happened. I think
Mm-hmm.
racing is racing. Like treat it as if I don't want to say like treat your teammate as if they're like a different team. Like obviously don't
Yeah.
hit them or anything. But like when it comes to racing, like you're it racing, that's the word here. So I wrote
Yes.
down my thoughts. I wrote myself a text message with all these thoughts. Here I go. So in my opinion, pit crews are part of the team, but the sport
Mhm.
has always treated pit stop efficiency as part of the competition. That's why pit stops are less than 2 seconds now. It's part of the
Yes.
competition. So to override that by like restoring order undermines the principle that every aspect of performance, driving, strategy, pit stops, and all that contributes to the outcome. And then
Mm-hmm.
Formula One is supposed to reward what happens on track and in the pits. So every
Mm-hmm.
time management steps, like if it feels scripted like WWE with engines. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like it makes it feel
Yeah.
scripted. So, um, like if you start fixing those outcomes with swaps, like where does that end? Like some people are like,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, Oscars was fair, but Lando's wasn't because it was an undercut in Hungary, but pit stop in this. I don't think either were good because like where is
Mm-mm.
that line? Where do you
It
draw it?
just,
Like and also racing has always had luck baked into it. I mean, we know
yes.
as Ferrari fans, luck is not on our side, but we don't go complaining that people didn't
No.
switch, right? Like it's even like I don't know, it comes off as like manipulation, like and I think trust with
Mm-hmm.
McLaren in general has been damaged. And then one of the older someone I have a couple things. One of the older drivers, Damon Hill, said in 1993 I won the Italian Grand Prix in part because of Alain Prost's Renault engine blew up. I'm now worried Renault will ask me to give the result back to him. And
Yeah.
Tom Bellingham also posted, this opens a huge can of worms for McLaren now. If they're close on the points going into Abu Dhabi and then one of the cars has a slow stop, would they really expect the other driver to sacrifice the position and the championship? Where do you draw that line?
Yeah. And no, I'm with you. I mean, it's kind of crazy, and it's the unfortunate part of McLaren, like, nah, we don't have a number two driver, we got two number ones. And it's like, at some point, I mean, at this point, you've got the constructors championship locked down. I think even if both cars blow up every single race from here on out,
Yes. Let the boys race.
let them
Let them
race.
race. Let them
Let
do what
them
they're there
race.
to do. And
It,
also, they say they don't have and like they have two number one drivers, but they treat Oscar like the number two driver, even though he is leading. I don't know. Like, it's just, again, the Zach Brown favoritism. It just pisses me off a little bit. Like, I understand you've been, like, kind of grooming Lando to be in this position, and then Oscar comes from F3 and then
Yeah.
F2 and then just starts blowing it out of the water. I can see how that would be frustrating, but he's
But the
on your
thing is,
team. He's making
and
you
I
money.
think we've talked about it before. Lando and Oscar are both phenomenal drivers.
Yeah.
But the thing is, McLaren was garbage when Lando came into
Garbage.
F1. Like hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
And Oscar just kind of lucked out. Like he can't help when he was born and when he moved through F3 and F2. Like
No.
be so for real.
And
Be so for real and let the boys race.
let the boys race, and also, like, Oscar
It's
is
their
extremely
job.
talented. It's their job, and Oscar's extremely talented. Every
Yes,
person that
they
has
both are.
won the championship in F3 and F2 and moved on to F1 has won the championship. So I'm assuming this is going to happen for Oscar eventually, and he deserves it. He's a phenomenal driver, and just because he's progressing quicker than Lando doesn't mean that Lando's not good either. Like,
No.
I don't, like,
And
people
that's
are very either or. I'm like, you can root for both. Like, I prefer Oscar over Lando, but that doesn't mean I hate Lando. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy if
yeah.
either of them do well. So
No,
I don't know.
I'm with you. I mean, it just it will be interesting to see play out, and I wish them the best of luck. And by them I mean McLaren because ooh, I just we had a feeling it could get messy, and I fear it's
I fear
probably
it did.
gonna.
I fear it has already gotten messy.
I mean,
Um,
it didn't really. I mean, obviously it affected the outcome of just second and third, but I mean, you had yeah, your top three didn't really change. Max
no.
wins. And honestly, it was kind of crazy because it was like the true epitome of the enemy is my friend. Like because Max, like that is one of the things I will never forgive, like Drive to Survive or some of these just news outlets pushing the narrative that Ferrari and the Italians hate Max because let me
No.
tell you, that man stepped onto that podium and you could hear the crowd chant do 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 Max Verstappen through the broadcast. I mean, them Italians were like, "You know what? If it can't be one of ours, it's going to be him."
Yep. Well,
And
he
it
even
just was
said,
it was
Max said,
so
I think I'm going
funny.
to get PTSD from this song, is a direct quote from Max on that.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Oh,
no, I believe
man.
it. I mean, yeah,
Uh,
no, the Tifosi, yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I mean,
yeah.
like, I saw a tweet and it was Max during the 2025 Italian GP, crazy goat terrorizing people in Italy, which, I mean, kind of.
Yeah. He did a great
It
job, though.
was fun to watch. And it was one of those, like, Max really is, like, I feel like Ferrari views Max in the same way that Red Bull views Charles.
I
Like,
agree.
if there was an adopt a driver, there those teams are adopting each other.
Yeah,
And it just I don't know. It was fun to watch. Um
definitely.
the other
I
thing I
do.
want to talk about, um, I don't know if you've seen this, and I kind of hope you haven't because it's the most Ollie Behrman thing I think I've ever seen. This man,
I think I
10-second
do.
penalty. I think he was the one that caused the little collision with Lance. I don't
He did.
remember. Okay. So he gets sweet baby Ollie Behrman, who like quite literally might be public enemy number one of the FIA, gets a 10-second penalty and two penalty points. He has 10 penalty points in his first 16 races of his rookie season.
I was gonna lead into this with there was something very spiritual that happened this weekend, and this is how I was gonna play into it. You know how like when one driver like passes on into a new career, to a new phase of life, sometimes they can get reincarnated.
I know
Um,
exactly. Can I
Kevin
guess?
Magnussen
Yeah.
has been reincarnated as Ollie Behrman because Ollie Behrman, again, first 16 races,
It's
currently
his rookie
2 points away from a race ban. A
season.
race
In his
ban. And he goes,
rookie season.
carrying the legacy.
It is the funniest thing I think I've ever seen because it's like this is who the FIA because okay, on a serious note, I have a bone to pick with you because what do you mean Ollie has 10 penalty points and Liam Lawson has like none? I know he has
I was
some,
gonna
but
say,
what do you
yeah,
mean? That man is the actual terror to the grid. But Ollie is the one who's 2 points away from a race ban?
he's like also the new Esteban Ocon in a sense. Like they're
Yeah,
just like
stop,
he's
he's
the
already
scapegoat.
dead.
Stop, he's already dead.
I saw a really funny. It was like a pretend text chain with Ollie, and it was like, "Girl, don't get penalized by the FIA." And it's, "I won't. You promise?" "Yeah." And then it's another one. "OMG, you're gonna
God,
hate
you're
me."
gonna hate me.
And I get it. Like some of the penalty points are warranted, but it's like he's a rookie, and this
He is. Oh my gosh. I mean, like
10 penalty points in his rookie season.
that's just too many for a young boy.
It's so many.
Oh,
Um, and then
there's so many good like memes that came out of this weekend. But like, what were
yeah.
you gonna say real quick?
No, I will say so not a meme, but we're over halfway through the season and I saw a lot of talk about it and several tweets and just kind of all over. And I don't know why this race is the one that pulled it out of kind of the F1 news world. Um, Alex Albon is quite literally the best driver in the midfield right now.
Yeah, he's gotten like P5 or P6 almost every race,
He's finished in the points 11 of 13 races.
which is insane for a Williams.
Yes,
For a
speaking of,
Williams.
they have more points in this season alone than they had in the last seven combined.
Okay, Carlos was onto something.
Yeah, right. Remember? Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I doubted you, Carlos. I
Sorry,
mean, for
down you.
real. But it's one of those. I mean, I feel like people are finally paying attention to Alex, and like it's honestly long overdue
Yeah,
because
he's great.
I have loved him since he was. I really have liked him since he was at Red Bull, and I think it just domino effect. He just kind of got stuck at Williams, and like kudos to him for sticking it out. I mean, he is easily the best driver of the midfield.
Yeah, I would
I
agree.
mean, it's crazy. I mean, and honestly, kudos to Williams for really picking it up this year.
They really
I
did.
mean, yeah, what was it? Williams in 2025 has 86 points,
That's
and 2018
insane.
to 2024 combined, they had 84.
That's insane.
I
I'm
mean,
for Williams.
yeah, go Williams.
Go
And
Williams.
it's just, it's really exciting for me to see because I mean, Williams is they're my second favorite team after Ferrari, easy.
Yeah,
And I just that's a crazy stat.
that's a crazy stat.
Not only the Williams stat, but the Alex Albon stat.
Yeah. Alex is like really doing a fantastic job. I'm very impressed. I'm
Yes.
sorry I'm laughing. I was pulling up some memes and like I can't like every time I look down at this I'm about to break. Look at my silly hat. You are an enemy for Christ.
I
An
have
enemy
that
of Christ.
one saved.
Look at my silly hat. You're an enemy of Christ.
I mean, like, why is he who we're going
I don't know.
after?
The memes this race were so good. Like they were just
They
too good.
really
They're
were.
so I can't even tell you the amount that I saw that's like Oscar, Lando and his girlfriend just broke up. I'm gonna need you and your girlfriend to break up to make it fair.
I
Or
saw
like
that one.
Lando just puts car on the wall. Please crash yours as well so it can be fair. Like
Right? Like it.
a
Ooh,
million comparisons.
I just I don't get it, and I'm sure that there is a lot that goes into that, but I don't get it. No, literally.
That kid, this child here that's like drowning. It makes like just looking at his face, even without the meme context, is just so funny. Like, is he okay?
Yeah. No, I mean it just yeah, I don't know. It'll
Um,
be it's gonna be interesting to see play out
yeah,
because unless a whole lot of things go really, really, really wrong every single weekend for McLaren, we're gonna see like it is going to be Oscar Orlando at
it
this
is. Yeah,
and
unless everything goes to hell, which you never know in this sport.
you don't, which is kind of the terrifying thing. But like I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I would be okay with either driver winning. I think I think at this point I would kind of like for it to be Oscar, but I also am not going to be upset if it's Lando because you got to give credit where credit's due. He didn't ask them to make that switch.
No, he didn't.
And so it's not his fault that McLaren is making these decisions. And the thing is, you can't put yourself in driver championship like, potential without being a really good driver. And I think
Exactly.
people forget that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like it's as much as again we joke about does nothing P3 George Russell, but he does
yeah,
something to get to P3.
it's
You
the
know?
same thing but on a much bigger scale.
Yes.
And if he's able to like legit, because right now, I mean, Oscar's still winning. And it's like that unfortunate DNF for Lando really didn't do him any favors last week. But
No.
it's got the makings to be, it won't, it will not be Max Lewis 2021.
No.
But the fact that it's between two teammates, I think brings I don't know, just another layer of interesting that you haven't seen in a really long time.
I think McLaren needs to get out of their way and let them race.
Hmm. I agree. And like truly let them race.
Let them race. That's what they're there to do. They're gonna
Because
be fine.
yeah, you said it earlier. Luck is inherently part of this sport.
If
And
we
like
have to put up with Ferrari's bad luck, y'all have to put up with
amen.
bad luck too. It's not
Like
fair.
it's not fair.
Not fair.
Like
Um,
because the thing is, I would have much rather have seen Lando get around Oscar
yeah.
than just let him switch.
And he was really close to him. It's not like it
He
would have been hard.
was. It
Um,
wouldn't. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
have, speaking of George Russell a minute ago, there is one fantastic, another diva meme that came from this weekend.
Is it the one of him standing behind Ollie?
No, behind Yuki.
Oh, yeah, no. Like what?
What is, girl, what are you doing? And then there's one more that's not him, but I thought you would really appreciate this. Whoa, what happened there? Hey, phone, be nice.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Exact same. Anyways, that's my memeage. I just had to share those because they are important, and memes are probably one of the better aspects of this sport.
Oh, that is one thing the sport does so well is memes. And it just, man, I, they're so funny sometimes that even the most boring race has gotten good memes. Maybe except for, what was it, Japan? That was the absolute race that could have been an email. I think maybe
Yeah.
except that one might be the exception.
And even that one, they had memes about how bad it was.
Yes. Yeah, that race was so boring.
That was so bad. That was,
That
yeah.
race was so
I
boring.
will say that was when Lando was a lawnmower, and that was like the only interesting one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I mean it was not the most chaotic Italian Grand Prix that we've ever had. I mean, obviously would have preferred to see a Ferrari on the podium or win, but both cars finished, so you know what? I am not complaining.
Yep.
Both cars finished and finished in the points.
I lied. There
And
is one
that
more thing to share.
is far better than previous races.
I totally agree. I lied. There is one more thing I need to share. It is a tweet that says a girl's personal hell is getting too excited for an event and it turning out to be the worst night ever. And someone quoted this and said, "Life as a Ferrari fan."
Rip,
Shout out,
but
girls just
true.
won a F1. I got all my memes from them.
I mean, it's so true though. Except you know what? This weekend was a win for us Ferrari fans. We really
Because
need
they
that.
finished the race.
We really need
And there were no meltdowns. Like, Charles
no,
didn't have a meltdown. Lewis didn't have a
no.
meltdown.
Like it was overall a really good weekend for Ferrari.
Ferrari was all in their collective giant getting along shirt.
Yes.
You know?
And, like, thank God for that, because if we had had another Hungary or Dutch Grand Prix, you might have you might have needed to lock me in a padded room.
Yeah.
Like and not only if that were to have happened in Monza, that would have been like you might have needed to check on the entire country of Italy at that point.
I was gonna say they probably would have burned down like the podium at that point, like just burned down the entire track.
Probably. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. You know what? They might not have won, but they won.
but they won. They won by staying alive,
Simply finishing the race in the point.
simply finishing the race at all and in the points.
Oh,
Insane
gee.
work for Ferrari in 2025. Can you believe we're saying that? Can you believe that we're
Yes. The
like
thing is, I can.
can you believe that we are sitting here going like, "Oh my god, the Ferraris both finished a race and
Like,
this
what
is
a
the
great
best team that's
weekend.
ever existed." Like, what?
Like, what a great weekend. They both finished the race.
What a great weekend. They both finished the race and neither had like a really dramatic life-altering meltdown. That's a
No,
win
I
for
know.
us.
They might, might have
Oh
been able to
my
skip
god.
therapy this week.
Oh my
Probably
god.
not because, trauma. But still.
Oh god.
Oh,
Ugh, it's
heavens.
just
It's crazy. But you know what? It was a race and a race that we got to watch together, which was really, really fun.
and I get to see you in about a month from now. A little
That's
over a month.
crazy. No, it's like a month and like a week, basically. Week
I
and
think it's
like a
like a
month and
month
a
and
week and a
7
half.
days, yeah.
That's
Let me
crazy.
let me pull up
Because
my
we'll see each
calendar.
other on, what is that, like the 16th? Yeah, because we'll see
The
each other on
16th.
Thursday.
So that is in
A month and
36 days.
hmm
I missed
oh
my
my gosh.
friend. I
I
literally
can't
I
wait.
pulled out of
We need to order stuff.
oh shit, we do, yeah. I need
We need
to I need to like pick an outfit and stuff. But I literally I pulled out of Sydney's driveway and like we had just like turned off of her street and I texted her, I said I miss you.
retweet
And she
because
said that she missed me too, so it was
well,
mutual.
obvi. I mean, yeah, no, we need to because we need to decide if we want to do like podcast shirts for a day or like get buttons to hand to people. I'm gonna bring my stickers.
Buttons!
I think
Buttons!
buttons would be a really great idea because you could stick them and like a QR code on like your backpack.
Wait,
Be-
okay, I was thinking that's a great idea. So we could do buttons, or what we could do is we do a bunch of like tiny buttons with the QR code on the back of them so that we can hand them out and people can scan the QR code.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, you're a genius. I think as soon as we're finished recording this, I'm gonna look that up.
I have good ideas sometimes. Um,
You have good ideas all the time.
I appreciate your faith in me, but they're not all the time.
All the times with me, they've been good.
Man, get you a friend that hypes you up like Hannah.
I do. Well then I hype her up and then she calls me a bitch, so I don't know what to do.
I mean, right back at you.
That's true. I
I
do
mean,
the same
you
thing.
are Hannah Hobag in in my phone.
Still insane that I gave her a gift in a bag that said ho ho ho. She had not looked at the bag yet.
No,
She just knew I brought a gift and said, "You're a hoe bag." And I gave her the bag that had hoe on it. And so it's
it was mind you, she gave me this Christmas bag in like April before
no,
I
it
moved.
was June.
No, you gave it to me before.
I did?
It was yeah, it was not yeah, no, you gave it to me when they all like came in.
Oh, that might have been like yeah,
Regardless.
April, May.
It was April or May. It
It was
doesn't matter.
summer.
Far before Christmas time or even Christmas in July because that you could have like okay, unrelated to F1 and this podcast in general. We were sitting outside on the back patio Sunday night? No, Saturday night. And this was after like everybody had left and it was us and our neighbors down the street and we've got there's an outdoor TV in like the corner of the patio. And whatever college football game we were watching, I think it was Louisiana Tech LSU. Which mind you, again, way
They
sidebar.
held
This is
their
so
own.
off topic. Um, Squirrel, Louisiana Tech, we were going to lose to LSU, right? somehow held the number 3 team in the country to like 20 some odd points, and we also scored a touchdown. And our football team's really bad right now. That's not
Insane.
where I was going. Just wanted to point it out. Go Dogs. Anyways, that game ends, and we're just looking for something to put on in the background. Please tell me why CMT had Christmas Vacation just like playing in the middle of September. We put it on because it was like, this is weird. But like, sure, it's September. Why is Christmas National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation on?
Well, we're
And it
getting
also
a
was
ton of
right
like
before
Christmas
the,
commercials.
yeah, it was just very odd timing. But anyways,
Yeah.
that wasn't important. I don't know why I got there.
I don't either, but
Oh,
I'm glad you
Christmas is
did.
hoe bag. And anyway,
Hoe bag. Yeah, that's it. I am a hoe
sorry.
bag.
This was like the first full day of work I've had in like a week. And so my brain is, she is brained.
Brain. Yeah.
Um,
I did ping Sydney all day as well because since she's been out, I haven't been able to ping her, and I have her on my teams, even though we
oh
do
yeah,
both work for the same company.
me and Dexter are
IT,
connected
if you're
teams.
listening, don't pretend you didn't hear that.
Please don't ever take that away.
I know I'm not sharing company secrets. I'm just texting her about F1 and about
I
like
know.
books. But
It's real
anyways,
fun. But anyways, we have
it was
gotten way off top. We have severely lost the plot, but
we
I'm not
have.
even a little bit mad about it because also
Well, we
don't
do
even care
best.
if it's entertaining for anybody else because I've had a great time these
I
last
have
like
too. This is what we do best, and also I was literally about to reiterate like I am just like so giddy still that I got to see you,
I
even
know it
given
was
the
so fun.
circumstances. I remember like our hug lasted probably like a full 2 minutes, I think.
Oh yeah,
It was a
yeah.
nice hug though. You're a good hug giver.
No jinx. I do enjoy a good hug.
Hee hee.
Um, but yeah, no, it was definitely a good out of the bad. Getting to
Mhm.
see Parker. So, yeah, no, it was. Shout out to there being a race this weekend because
Yeah.
I got to spend a little bit more time with you.
Whoop whoop. Did you get the blue cube back from Shelby or did she take it back again?
No, she's gonna take it. The pink one is, yeah. Hannah gave me some real fun. I have been coloring in the Harry Potter coloring book.
Yay.
I'll
Oh
have to
yeah.
send you. I'm
Oh,
almost done with one. I picked like a busy one, and it's just kind of been kind of fun.
I have
Um,
to share something. So I gave Sydney a couple little gifts. One of them was one of them was a Harry Potter coloring book. And another I was like cuz they were for her and for Shelby and I was like Harry Potter coloring book, F1 coloring book. I'm going to
mhm,
give them both. And they can use both whatever. They can argue over who gets what. I don't care. But they both
right.
like both, so that's going to be great, right? I get a notification from Amazon that the F1 coloring book has arrived.
Yeah.
I go to the package. I'm like, this is a thick coloring book. Like, goodness gracious. Speaking of, I need to return it. Yeah, I'm like, damn, this is heavy. I open it. It is the Military Prep Academy Air Force Officer Qualifying Test Prep Book for 2025 and 2026.
she she said this to me and prefaced it with, "This is not what you were supposed to get, but this is what Amazon sent me." And it was so funny because one, it's not a coloring book, and two, it's just a military test prep book.
I know. My text to her said, nothing says condolences, like the Air Force Officer Qualifying Test Prep Book 2025 2026 edition.
I mean, Amazon was
Ooh.
wild. They're like, no, you know what you don't need? F1 coloring book. You know what you do need? Random military test prep book.
You know what Amazon said? Amazon said, get a job, you lazy bum. Even though you literally have a job.
You do have a job.
I felt like
Um,
John Mulaney with that. Get a
yes,
job!
literally. And so, it was, our team finished. Our team finished. We got to watch a race together. And now it's like less than 40 days before I see you again.
I know, I can't wait! Okay.
Anyway,
This has been lovely. I have
I
enjoyed every
guess
moment of this. I am so
me
excited.
too. Ditto. Retweet all of the above.
Retweet all of the above.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Well, What is the next race?
Hold
Azerbaijan.
on. Let me read my calendar correctly. You already said it, but it is indeed Azerbaijan.
I love it.
And not this weekend, not next weekend, but the 21st. Wait, no, that would be the next weekend.
Yeah,
I
I can
can't
be.
I can't read a calendar right now.
Sydney, you're not getting this wrong again. Well,
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyways, yeah.
we'll see y'all in 2 weeks for Azerbaijan.
Hmm.
I'm Sydney,
I'm Hannah.
and it's lights out.
And away we go.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye. Oh, it's still recording. It's still recording.
Hold on, I hung up. Wait, why
So,
did it start